Hello everyone, today I'm going to be talking about my time with Demon Souls, specifically my encounter with one of the bosses in the game, called the Flame Lurker. Who is this guy? Well, you encounter him deep within the Archstone of the Burrow King, which is the second main area in the game that you have to traverse through. Right before his fog gate into his boss arena, you walk through an area covered in bones. Whose bones are these? And why are they there? Well, who knows, but this demon mofo is about to get destroyed. First, like all normal thinking people, I've attempted to fight him full on tank mode multiple times. I've wore the best possible armor set that I have, and the strongest sword that I can carry. But as I've learned, that wasn't the best possible method of dealing with this guy, as he moves and attacks fast, which puts a huge limit on being able to block and attack, due to the finite stamina that you have. Well heck, how can I defeat this guy at this point? Well, on my first blind playthrough of the game, I've decided to experiment a little, and with such experimentation, I've come across the best possible strategy to defeat this dude. To begin with, like any boss battle in this game, it's best to fight them while being alive. Being alive grants you a full health bar that you can utilize to take more hits before collapsing. Then you take off all of your armor so you're just walking around naked. Then for weapons, you just carry your trusty Uchigatana and a magic wand, and boom, that demon might as well cancel himself out of this game. Imagine this, you're a demon protecting your dragon god from all threats, and suddenly a naked guy with a sword and a stick pulls up trying to fight. Wow, this is just a crazy, most outrageous day at work. Being naked gives the player quicker mobility, which allows you to dodge attacks coming at you far better than having a slower, heavier armor set. This grants you the ability to dodge multiple times and still have stamina left over to attack. But in my case, I actually just relied on using magic attacks against him, as it kept a great distance between us so I wouldn't get hit as often. If I wanted to defeat him, I had to play it as safe as possible, because again, I am armorless, so his attacks do deal greater damage to me. So this was my strategy, to shoot magic at him and just spam that till he was done. As I used up magic, it did deplete my magic meter, but no worries, I did save up plenty of the fresh spice items. This item grants the player a small boost to his magic meter, so as long as I dodge and avoid all his attacks with my naked speed, I was able to spam an endless barrage of soul arrows. I'm sure this guy would be very frustrated with me if he had a mind of his own. I also used a ring of flame resistance, which as the name implies, it allows me to resist fire attacks. If you didn't notice already, this dude is just covered in fire and flames, so it would be safe to assume that a ring would definitely help me with third-degree burns. So any damage that I did take would just be less and more manageable. Whenever I take a hit from this dude, I had to run and hide before I even attempted healing. Healing is a great concern when it came to this boss, because he did hit hard, and if he hit me twice, I'd be done for easy. Anyways, this boss arena has some pillars and some skeletons that you can utilize to hide behind as you attempt to heal. But it isn't always safe, as I mentioned before. This boss does in fact move quickly, so in the span of time that it takes me to heal, this guy is already 2 feet away from me, ready to shoot a huge blast of flames. Luckily, I have enough stamina to roll out of the way for days, because I'm naked. My main method of healing was mainly using my heal spell. I recently started using magic in the game to see if it makes it easier with certain enemies, and sure enough, it was pretty useful using magic. It depletes at very small rates, so you can spam heal as often as you want. I prefer using this spell over the actual healing items in the game. For this particular boss fight, I had to be sure I was in a safe area because it takes longer to use the spell compared to the actual healing items. Originally, when I attempted to fight him, my weapons hardly did much damage and he would typically corner me somewhere and spam his fire punches. Wearing super heavy armor also didn't help my situation, but don't even get me started on the path that you have to run in order to get to him. He really made me think about what kind of setup to bring to his boss fight. This boss was in fact the hardest boss I have encountered thus far. The first one I've considered hard, but once I found out magic was overpowered during this fight, it made it easier to just spam it at him. He can swipe, punch, and pound at you all he can, but his attack pattern doesn't change at all, so it makes it really easy to fight it. Probably following a good 5 to 8 minutes of just rinse and repeating this strategy, you'll eventually defeat him. After his defeat, I was rewarded a nice, tasty demon soul, which, hey, that's the title of the game. Anyways guys, I appreciate you for watching my video, and I'll see you next time. What in the world is that?